But there are many immigrants today that remain in the shadows. When I was working in the neighborhood of Pilsen on the south side of Chicago, I met a young woman named Jessica, who was a senior at the local high school. Jessica was a great student and excelled academically. Her hard work earned her a top spot in her class. She was heavily involved in extracurricular activities, was an active member of her parish, and when Jessica decided to apply to college, she did not hesitate to dream big. She applied to America's top universities, and to no one's surprise, was offered admission to many of them. Universities, it seemed, were very eager to court someone of Jessica's caliber and potential. Her accomplishment is made even more significant when we look at the neighborhood in which she grew up. 3% of adults have a college degree there. From an admissions perspective, Jessica had everything one would hope for in an applicant. The grades, the standardized test scores, an outstanding resume, the respect of the faculty and her peers, glowing recommendations from the adults that were cheering her on. Even local civic leaders praised Jessica as a model citizen in her community. Except Jessica isn't a citizen. She's undocumented. Through no decision of her own, Jessica came to the United States with her family at the age of 3. The offers of admission from America's top universities would mean very little since being a high school graduate and undocumented, even with the offers of admission in hand, bars you from access to the financial aid necessary to afford the staggering sum that is a college education in America. Jessica isn't a stranger in this country. Jessica is an American. She's as American as you and I, and went to school among us. She speaks English, and America is the only home she has ever known. So what is keeping the thousands of students like Jessica from succeeding? What Jessica doesn't have, that my parents did, is a path towards legalization. Jessica is fortunate that she is attending a university that has honored its offer of admission and is working with her to finance her education. But there are thousands of students like Jessica who do not have that opportunity. Students who are culturally American and do not know the countries that they were born to. So America is a nation of immigrants, and in 1986, America embraced my parents and gave them the opportunity to come out of the shadows to mend their status. Since 1986, it seems that we have forgotten that illegality is not an identity, it is a status that can be repaired by allowing people like my parents and like Jessica to resume living a lawful life. I can go on all night about the benefits that legalization had on my parents and on my family. But today there are 12 million residents and people living in the United States that remain in the shadows. Young people like Jessica who overcome staggering dropout rates to successfully complete high school, only to be told that by accident of birth and regardless of academic merit, they cannot fully develop their potential at America's universities. As a child of immigrant parents, I am indebted to them for the sacrifices that they endured on my behalf. When America legalized my parents in 1986, it lived up to its national identity as a nation of immigrants.